What's happening with Puffy? I know you're not really tapped in, but what
the last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt. And he sodomized me. Like he sodomized me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money.
From the beginning, the relationship between 50 Cent and Diddy has always carried a strange tension that nobody in the industry could quite ignore. What appeared at times like playful jabs or friendly shade often revealed something far darker underneath. It wasn't just about trolling.
Did you see the video? For money. Bro, I'm not sure I can say that for money. Like somebody pushed
How much is this guy trying to get?
I don't know. Like it's a simple suit situation, but it's like
20 mil, I can say it.
You still have to black his face out. You still have to mimic his voice because he's like,
but his voice wasn't even that different.
And that a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck. Yo, I almost felt like it was him. I almost knew who it was. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, that's about to trying to get money right.
Yo, you can't say that dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. The internet might come for you.
You can say sweet love.
Yeah, you gotta say make sweet love.
That's young buck breaking right there.
Make sweet love.
There's rules to rap beef now, bro. Not in your day.
Well, I'm saying like, God, man,
good.
why is your homeboy so close to you when you come out of there? Look like you guys just made sweet love. I'm gonna say sweet love instead of anything that says.
To me, that's better because they're gonna try to make it something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was smart. Like I didn't think about that. I say things that are borderline. Like I'm like, oh my God, you're in trouble.
You?
Like all the time. Because I just say.
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, Amika's in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop. Stop it. Look, you set that up. Look, you set that up. This dude, he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
He obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say, like girls, guys may say to a girl, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think is happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
there.
they found Kendrick and Wifey.
You can't dress up Kendrick like that. Oh, you can't dress him up like that.
No, it's jokes.
That's like the White Chicks movie, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was comedy. That was good.
Yeah, but that was
get away with Wifey.
That's obviously doing shopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah, it's true.
In public.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt. Though. It's a nice shirt. All right, so when he said the shopping line in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because it was like, he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we got to hang out now. Like, like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you could give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm going to mess up the wedding. I always say to myself, like,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. He was in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this because I looked at him like, yo. You heard what he just said, right? He's like, yo, certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. Like they would look, like he would say stuff, and it's like he wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway. Now you see so much shit that you go, wait. No, this was visible, guys.
He was in the hallway. We saw the video.
You saw that video. It comes out later. You're like, that's not the closet. That's the hallway. He didn't give a fuck. Like, you could tell that he was already...
Nah, New York is dope. Because when Fab, he was like, yo, Fab, we ain't party. Fab was like, nah, we partying tonight.
He's like, no, like, but he didn't party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, they let that one go? Like, I had to say something about it later because I was like, oh, it was first.
What did it feel like all these years, you being the only one calling this out?
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this. Yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying
is might come for you.
You see it now. All of these complaints. People were damn, they were and pillaged. This was what was going on. Right? And what do I get for I went through years of a hate.
Do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Know, like that. Look, what's like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go also 10 years, 20 years later, that comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because the
Because
Because of the priests.
the priests touching little boys.
Oh.
Why are we looking at me, bro? I
That's
just go to church. I just go to church,
your
right? I have
man.
nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow them to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there.
I'm just a Catholic kid.
You said you've been diddled, dude.
No.
What's the body of Christ taste like?
That's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo,
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That shit is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only.
What was
Everybody
your
else
thing?
is scared.
Huh?
But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just
I
asking.
think that they're scared.
But if they're scared,
But
then
you've
maybe that's
been
why I'm saying
insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No,
You've been
I
kinda-
thought he would do funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist. And
So
then
he did the corporate way of
Yes.
trying to keep you down. Oh, it's
doing
not me. It's not.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
That's
But
what I'm
what's
talking
your
about.
and Jay's issue?
it's just competitive stuff.
It's
for the
really
music.
just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I can
that's the
see that.
behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's
Yeah.
one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music.
Yeah.
But there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side. And it's not like you're going to go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
Yeah, or this deal, and
Yeah.
you go, he said that to you, like.
Okay.
Wow.
I get that.
Like they'll speak to your temperament. Like say, you know, if 50's a little crazy, he'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're trying. He's basically trying to scare
yeah,
people out of
out
doing
of
deals
doing
with
it.
you. Interesting. And then M shut it down, and he was like, "Yo, it's got to
I'm
happen."
not. If he's not coming, I'm not coming. And then it changes the whole thing because he really is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like you know, they can say what they want.
Yeah, no.
But when we go to the stats, the actual numbers.
Numbers
They
don't
know the
lie.
numbers.
Yeah, he's the
And that was
biggest
before
one.
the days of
And-
the bots and all that shit.
There's a you know, M obviously speaks with you with high praise, but there's a few videos that I see, and everybody talks about how funny you are. They talk about obviously the album's all the success, but like Eminem specifically talks about your rapping skill a lot.
yeah.
Does that mean a lot? I'm like,
It does. Like you know, so look, he never left that part of the creativity. Like he would go back when you don't see him. He's back. He's in his regimen of the studio.
yeah.
And this is why, like, he kind of they can't. You can be as good as him, but you can't really beat him at that.
No, definitely.
Because you have to put all your energy there.
And you're just not gonna do it. Once these guys get famous, they leave the
That's it.
studio.
And they go, and the thing that makes him feel good is yo, you heard what I did last like last night, and it gives him that again. So if that's, and I'm going, why exactly am I killing the old lady?
Yeah.
Because that's what they
And
think.
then I'll go, okay.
Yeah.
Can I have drugs? Can you give me drugs? Can you give me a reason why I'm not in my right mind when I'm doing it? Because that would be an excuse for the behavior being. That was a television moment for me.
That makes sense. Yeah.
This
Because
is
I
really
don't know
interesting.
nobody who killed somebody's
Yeah.
old lady to get back into an apartment that they used to hustle out of.
What makes characters great is when they're flawed, right? Like we like Tony Soprano. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. But you have to know what their constitution is.
Right.
And I think a lot of times when people are so separated from whatever it is, it could be the mafia, it could be the hood, it doesn't matter. They're so separate. They don't know what a bad guy is capable of.
Right.
But they don't know what he won't do.
The only thing
You're
that's
not
left
killing
was
nobody's
like-
grandma.
The only thing left was to kill a dog. This is a bad person. What the fuck? I'm like, yo, so the whole lady want me to with a Jesus Saves pillow? With a Jesus live? Wow. That was really what the scene was. I was like, yo, can I be on drugs? That's when I started, with lean in the show.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Tyreek was Had him with that because I'm like, yeah, just give me something. Give me a reason
to break my constitution, to not be who I am.
And to make it feel like this could have happened.
Right. Yeah. But he had so much character development. And because every character was complex, now you have a spin-off for every single character.
Exactly.
Because
the characters are real.
The Hood Marvel. Like it's a multiverse. It really is. That shit is fire.
It comes with things. And I got some stuff that's coming. It's going to shake things. It's going to be
really?
It's a good project.
Can you give us a little? Yeah.
Oh, I'm working on Chris Albrecht right now. Me and Chris, we did Power to Love.
Yeah.
Well, Courtney is the writer. Was the writer showrunner. But me, Mark Cam introduced me to Courtney. Courtney, we put it together and we got the thing together. But Chris is like the.
Let him know who Chris is. This
Chris
is the
like
goat who ran HBO for the best of HBO shows.
Yeah.
From
Sopranos,
all of it.
The
Wire.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's like he's one of those guys, like for real. Like
he sees a bit.
And understands story to a different level where he could write the shit himself. But he just have the other writers involved with it. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, so that guy, we got another one we're working on now where we incorporate DR and PR. We're going across Dykeman this time. So they'll see how people from DR
Shout out to Dominican.
Wow. With the drugs.
You gonna have some
PR,
chicken fights, bro?
Yeah. It's gonna be
You
official.
need to have them chicken fights.
It's gonna be official.
There's gonna be a lot of
It's not real if it's not a chicken fight.
manicured eyebrows.
Some rhinestones on the back pocket. Yeah. Can I help out with the dressing for that?
Yeah, it's definitely.
I want to do wardrobe.
But it's a big one.
Is that why you're celibate now? I saw you post
You know
about
what? That worked out for me for a little while, bro.
For how long?
It does. Like for
A weekend?
no, a few months.
That's good.
These guys are going to jail. Puffy celibate. Puffy celibate. He's dating himself.
I mean, is he?
Yeah. Hopefully.
I don't want to imply any of the shit that you said. You said, oh, is he?
He's crazy.
Nah, but you know, it's
I'm gonna get killed after this.
Wait a minute, hold on. So you said earlier this year that you're gonna be celibate.
Yeah.
He's gonna practice.
I was practicing.
You're gonna practice it. You're not gonna play the game. You're just gonna practice.
You can see people there.
Huh?
You sit across from them at the table and you can see them.
That they're celibate?
No, because you don't want anything from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did go out with an attractive girl. You talk.
He poked fun at the allegation of the mother of his son being an alleged sex worker. In a post made to his social media page, 50 wrote a caption, "I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker, LOL." But this would prompt Daphne Joy to respond to her ex again on social media, but this time would accuse 50 directly of rape and being abusive during their relationship. She would write in part, "Everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs for nothing? Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time." Those allegations against 50 Cent would prompt him to fire back against his ex Daphne Joy and sue her for defamation. In his suit, 50 Cent said those allegations were unequivocally false and would claim she made the shocking allegations in retaliation after he moved to take sole custody of their son. Since that suit, Daphne has deleted her Instagram post accusing 50 of rape and physical abuse. 50 Cent was asked by The Hollywood Reporter the latest in the defamation suit. The rapper and television producer said he tiptoes around the Daphne stuff and explained why. He said, "I got a family court case. The allegations that came out, she posted things to her page saying some crazy stuff. But this comes 8 hours after I filed for custody for my son. And she put that up in response to that, and I'm like, ugh. In this climate, you know how quickly they pass judgment. Things have worked out since she said those things." He went on to add, "I'd like to respond and say some wild stuff, but I've got to sustain that for my son." 50 was asked if he was worried about the allegations, especially given he's making a docuseries about an alleged abuser. And 50 replied, "It is damaging. It is damaging just to have anything said about you at this point, because you have people out there who don't believe your intentions. And if things are going in a positive direction for you and something pops, they gasp." He went on to say for entertainment purposes, they exploit that as much as possible. but there's no merit to it. But one thing 50 wasn't asked was if he believed Diddy would be formally charged and or potentially indicted for the many allegations he still faces. But attorney Ben Chu, who represented Johnny Depp during his trial against Amber Heard, says he does see an indictment coming down in Diddy's future.
I agree with that. I mean, obviously, I don't have any inside information. I don't think many people do, but I do think the signs are ominous. These are very grave matters. As you know, there have been 2 raids on his properties, and that's obviously very ominous signs for him. Although, interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence, but still, these are very serious matters. So, I think he faces some serious reckoning.
Diddy faces a staggering number of civil lawsuits for sexual misconduct, 10 that have been filed since last November. Former adult film star Adria English filed her suit on July 3rd of this year, claiming she was first employed by Combs in 2004 and was groomed into sex trafficking over time. In May of this year, April Lampros filed her lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of battery and sexual assault. 2 days prior to Lampros' suit being filed, Crystal McKinney also filed a suit against Diddy. McKinney alleges she met Combs at a studio where he gave her a lace joint, alcohol, then forced her to the bathroom and forced her.
Lets the world talk and sits back as the chaos spreads.
Now, Combs' trial is expected to last another month at least. He's charged with racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. Join us now to talk more about the trial of Sean Diddy Combs and everything that's going on inside the courtroom is Afi Patterson, civil and criminal defense attorney. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. We're focusing on what was a minor moment in the grand scheme of everything we heard in the trial this week, but there's this anecdote that Capricorn Clark told about what related to 50 Cent, but what Diddy allegedly told 50 Cent's manager at MTV during her time of working for Diddy. What did you make of that? Sean Combs saying, I don't like the back and forth, but I like guns.
I think it goes to the overall case. They've been saying that Diddy was a dangerous guy. If he made a threat, he could back it up. And I do recall reading that she said that his demeanor was very, very serious. And knowing his history, his violent history, knowing about the beef between Biggie and Tupac, I think that it probably frightened her. And I think that just again, her knowing about his violence, his propensity for violence, his behavior with her, his behavior with Cassie, his behavior with other employees, he's just continually reinforcing that violence. So I think it was a really good moment for the government.
Yeah, it's just, and it seems like there are these little moments along the way where there are some celebrity names that pop up. This case, it was 50 Cent. We heard earlier in the trial, Usher and Neo were at a dinner where Cassie was allegedly assaulted. It was unclear whether they saw that, but it was said that they were there. As far as the history of 50 Cent and Diddy, do we know how it started? I know that 50 Cent had a diss track, I think around 2006, claiming that Sean Combs knew who killed Biggie Smalls. But is there a particular incident that happened that made 50 Cent just seem to really start to come at Sean Combs?
I don't know what's ground zero for them. I've seen, interviews that 50 has given saying that it's all business with them. I know they both have alcohol lines, and I know, they're both from New York. I think 50 is maybe from Queens and Diddy is from Harlem. I don't know what their ground zero is, but I know that since this all came out, 50 has not stopped. He's been taunting Diddy online. You, of course, know about the documentary. I believe it got picked up by Netflix, and he is supposedly donating the proceeds to victims of domestic violence. Diddy has had his knee on his neck and his foot to the gas on Diddy for a while. But again, I don't know where it started.
Yeah, I mean, 50 Cent, for many people, if it was ever, there was an anecdote that came out that someone had said, oh, I like guns when talking about a back and forth, it might scare you. 50 Cent was at the Knicks-Pacers game in Indiana with a free Diddy t-shirt on, sitting courtside the next day. It's different. It was, yeah, it was different. I look back and we aired a bit kind of leading into this interview, a clip from the Breakfast Club. It was 2018 and Diddy was on the show and they asked about the issues that he had with 50 Cent. And he said, there's no issues. I love him. He loves me. He was kind of joking about
Cassie
it.
And
then you hear
Kim
these stories
and some other women as well.
out,
even when he
whether
was at, I
it's
think,
this one specifically
Uptown
about
is where
50
he
Cent,
originally started.
or
So,
just in general,
you know,
the
there have
picture
always
that's
been
being painted
rumors,
by the
but
government
nothing
in this
really
trial.
solidified and verified like we've had in this trial. It's been awful. I think it would be awful for anyone. I don't think his reputation is in the business world certainly will never recover. And you know, even if he's found not guilty, you know, his name is mud. I don't think that it's recoverable. I think everybody is extremely shocked, you know, especially just some of the sexually explicit things. You know, we have a huge morality issue in America. So anything that's like a little deviant is just not going to be really good for you. So I think everybody's a little shocked. I'm a little shocked and appalled and horrified, and I think a lot of people are. But you know, this is not what we knew. We knew some things weren't right, but we didn't know just how wrong they were.
And I feel like we just knew because, I mean, we all grew up, whether it was, you know, some of the roles he had in movies, and I mean, he was everywhere, and then his brands were everywhere. And it's like Making the Band was such like a hit show on MTV back in the day. And there's that famous scene where he has all the contestants walk to Brooklyn to go get, I think it was Junior's cheesecake. And he's yelling at people. And then it seemed like everyone around him in any documentary that he did, it was like, oh, that's just Puff because he's always just so angry. And then it's just this whole other level in the trial where it just, as an attorney, I mean, how effective has the government been, as you just read, and we can only read transcripts really and kind of hear from the people we have in the courtroom, but just at this point, how effective has the government been in painting the picture of this isn't just someone who was a domestic abuser, this isn't someone who was just a mean boss, but this was a racketeer who's running a criminal enterprise.
Yeah, and I think you know, the forced labor issue. I think they've done an excellent job with that. You know, with the transcripts I've been reading, a lot of the people are saying that they worked for 20 hours, like that's the magic number, 20 hours straight. They, you know, on a good day, we heard you'll get 4 hours of sleep. On a bad day, you'll get 4 hours of sleep. I think one of the what is it? A bodyguard said, you know, if you sleep, you're getting fired. Like it was more rhythmic than that. I don't know, but you couldn't sleep around him, and I think that's what we saw with Making the Band. But again, we really didn't believe it. We thought it was for entertainment purposes. We didn't think someone could really act like this, and